Hi everyone, this is Dr. Chhoda with Aviation Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. In this video, I'm going to ask the question, should the stimulus impasse end with the Democrats budging? In other words, even if the Democrats have to accept a smaller deal, given the new political climate that we now live in post-election. On your screen, you'll see an opinion piece from the Washington Post of all places, and the title of the article reads, Congress's stimulus impasse must end even if it means Democrats accepting a smaller deal. Now keep in mind, just so my viewers and subscribers know, in the original version of the HEROES Act, the Democrats wanted $3.4 trillion. In the updated version of the HEROES Act, the Democrats wanted $2.2 trillion. So as far as House Speaker Pelosi is concerned, they came down by $1.2 trillion. And in the world before the election, which is a completely different world, the offer from the administration was $1.9 trillion. In fact, it was very close to $2 trillion with a substantial amount of aid for state and local governments. But guess what? That is history right now, because post-election we have a completely new scenario. We have a diminished majority for Democrats in the House. They lost over half a dozen seats. They've actually expected to not only hold on to, but potentially expand their House majority. The Democrats, by many political pundits, by the way, I believe the voting industry is going to go out of business after this election because they've got it wrong two elections in a row. A lot of pundits had predicted that Democrats would regain control of the Senate, but guess what? That didn't happen. Right now we have 50 Republican senators and we have 48 Democratic senators, and it all comes down to the Georgia Senate runoff races on the 5th of January. So right now, effectively, we have a Republican-controlled Senate. We have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell on one side. Hello, Senate Majority Leader. And we have House Speaker Pelosi on the other side. There's Speaker Pelosi. If these guys want $2.2 trillion, guess what? This guy right here is absolutely not going to give it to them. No way, no chance, no how. In fact, the president has been more focused on the election issues, mounting legal challenges to the election with his best buddy, Rudy Giuliani, his personal lawyer, someone he's very close to, someone he's known for a long time. So the president, other than sending out one tweet about the importance of pushing for more stimulus, all the other tweets from the president, in fact, let's take a look at all the other tweets from the president and let's sort of go through them, all the tweets of the president over the past 24 hours. You can see that the focus of the president, again, you'll see them, all the different tweets, we go through them one by one. The president's entire focus has simply been challenging the results of the election. So where does this leave us as a country? This leaves the most vulnerable Americans essentially dependent on House Speaker Pelosi and on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell coming to some sort of a decision, coming to some sort of a conclusion for the good of the country. I mentioned this before, this is a K-shaped recovery. Individuals at the top of the K who can work remotely, who have higher paying jobs, who generally tend to have a higher level of education, they've bounced back. But individuals at the bottom of the K, individuals in travel, leisure, entertainment and hospitality are still struggling, even though we have a Pfizer vaccine that's now proven to be over 95% efficient in helping with the virus. We have the Moderna vaccine, and we are expecting more vaccines to emerge as well. In fact, Rob Portman, the Republican senator from Ohio, is one of the volunteers for a vaccine trial with J&J. So we will see more vaccines, we will see the return of consumer confidence, but still, that's a few months away. What do we do between now and March, April, May, when the vaccine comes into the market, when individuals take the vaccine, and when individuals essentially start to regain their confidence in going out to eat, in getting on a plane, in going to a movie theater? We are still months away from that, which is why it's so important for the Senate Majority Leader, hello Senate Majority Leader, to come to terms with House Speaker Pelosi. Hello Speaker Pelosi. Like I said, clearly there's a president with all his tweets and all his priorities. Clearly he has a completely different set of priorities right now with his personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani, who's essentially working closely with the president to try and prove election interference. This video is focused on the stimulus aspect. Now I'll quote from the Washington Post article. If Ms. Pelosi's strategy was to hold out until a Democratic sweep increased her leverage, it didn't quite work out. Like I mentioned earlier to my viewers and subscribers, that the Democrats lost many House seats. The Democrats were not able to regain Senate control. Well, anything can happen with the Georgia Senate run of races, but it didn't quite go the way Speaker Pelosi hoped. Let's just leave it at that. And I'll continue reading from the article. Though Joe Biden is president-elect, Democrats retained the House by a narrow majority, and control of the Senate awaits 2 Georgia runoffs. The precise distribution of clout in Washington is anyone's guess, but the nation's needs, especially those of the working poor and the unemployed, are beyond question. I do want our viewers and subscribers to know that many important programs, many important stimulus programs are actually ending at the end of the year. In fact, on your screen, you'll see a list of all the programs that are actually expiring at the end of the year, pending any further congressional legislation. Many programs, including the PEUC program, other unemployment programs, many programs related to evictions, related to student loan exceptions, all of those things are actually ending at the end of this year. So it's going to get very difficult for a lot of individuals across the country, especially those who need help the most. So what's happening right now is that there needs to be a new set of priorities in Washington. We need to extend the eviction moratorium. There need to be an extension of the special unemployment benefits, the PUA program for gig workers, for part-time workers, for self-employed workers. Remember, the PUA program is one of the programs that's going to expire at the end of the year without any further legislation for extension. So aid is necessary for state and local governments. It has been estimated that state and local governments are facing a shortfall of right around $240 billion, which is interesting because the offer from the US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin was right around $250 billion as part of a $1.9 trillion package to Speaker Pelosi, which she did not accept. But I want to highlight that even if Speaker Pelosi had accepted that, we will never know whether Senate Republicans would have supported a package like that, because Senate Republicans had already said they were not willing to support a number as big as that. So guess what? Now the odds of a $1.9 trillion package, I would say, are close to zero, unless the Democrats regain majority control in the Senate by winning both the Georgia Senate runoff races. So it's 50 Democratic senators and 50 Republican senators, with Kamala Harris, who would presumably be the vice president at that time leading into February, who would then be able to have the tiebreaker vote, leading to not just a large stimulus, but other important components of the Democratic agenda. So quite an interesting situation here. And there are some elements that could be attached, some elements of a stimulus package could be attached to a bill that would be necessary for the extension of government funding. Remember, Congress must pass a bill by the 11th of December in order to avert a government shutdown. So it is possible we could see some piecemeal stimulus by then, but there is no chance that we'll see a $1.9 trillion package. Now, keep in mind that Joe Biden has signaled that he does indeed want a large stimulus. He has called for, I quote, passing a stimulus bill quickly. And he did endorse a dollar figure which was pretty much in line with what House Speaker Pelosi wanted. It appears that Joe Biden did not want to undermine Speaker Pelosi's negotiating position, because the two want to be united in their efforts. So keep in mind that it's still House Speaker Pelosi who's negotiating. Joe Biden essentially has signaled his willingness, but it's still House Speaker Pelosi, because she is the House Speaker. She's actually officially going to be the House Speaker for the next couple of years when votes take place again in January, but she's not being challenged. So if anybody thinks that, Speaker Pelosi is no longer going to be in power, unfortunately, that's not the case if you're thinking that way, because the fact is there is nobody opposing Speaker Pelosi, and she still has a significant amount of influence within the Democratic Party. I do want our viewers and subscribers to be aware about that. Let's see what happens, because we have a president who has different priorities. We have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who essentially wants to do a smaller targeted package, as do many other Republican senators. And we have the Democrats who still want to do a large comprehensive package with the support of Joe Biden. Comment below and let me know, should the Democrats, specifically, should Speaker Pelosi essentially say, okay, we'll take a small targeted package right now, or should she stay firm with her position? Because at the end of the day, if she wants something big, the Republicans don't want to do something big, guess what's going to happen? Can you guess? Nothing. nothing is going to happen. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. I appreciate you watching. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time, either word, to 70,000, that's 70000, and you'll get added to our SMS alerts list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS alerts list at any point in time. You can also, if you want, get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you can get added to our email list. Now, you can also, if you like, follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. And if you want, you can also follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Now keep in mind, YouTube does not always send out notifications on time, so please make sure you bookmark youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time, and this way you can visit the homepage of our channel and watch our videos at any point in time that you want. So please make sure you do that. As always, you'll find a link to all our resources in the description section below. Please comment, because our community is growing. It's very intelligent, it's very vibrant, it's very respectful. It's a bipartisan community where we all work together on exchanging ideas about the country, about the economy, and about money, because that's what this channel is all about. Again, please comment below and participate in our growing community. If you learned something new from this video, please share this video with friends and family. And also, finally, if you learned something new, please ignite that like button, please ignite that subscribe button, and please then gently tap that notification button so that you can get notified whenever we release new videos, because after all, the name of our channel is Ignition Time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, enable notifications, because that really helps out the YouTube algorithm. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much.